everybody. Tim Schneider with Aegis Learning, and we're continuing our view of relational intelligence. And we're going to start our look at the stratas and levels of relationships and successful relationships with arguably the most important, and that is the center of a series of circles that describe the different relationship levels. And in that center lies the most connected, most intimate, most transparent, most trusting relationships that we have. Now, a couple of warnings there, and a couple of areas where there can be some success and failure. Some people will err on the side of believing they have too many people in there. So if somebody says, hey, you know what, I have like 10 BFFs and all my brothers and sisters, and there's 20 folks inside that inner circle. No, there really can't be. There's just no way you can extend that level of communication, that level of energy to manage and correctly hold those relationships where they need to be. The reality of it is most folks will have somewhere between 2 and 3. And, you know, that'll often include a really, really dear friend, a spouse, significant other, although don't assume just because that's someone's title that they fit in there. Not every spouse and significant other is in that inner core circle piece. Now, that inner core is so incredibly important for people's success because what it allows a genuine, authentic nature of someone to emerge and for an outlet and a spot to really be you. Imagine for a minute if all your relationships are friends or cursory or business related kind of relationships, and you don't have that core inner circle that you can truly be you, that you can fully be vulnerable, that you can be open and trusting and don't have that reciprocated back to you. I tell you what, that is not a healthy, successful model. Everybody needs at least one person, and again, you know, the best is somewhere in that 2-3 range, right in there. And that's going to be a really important dynamic for folks to have that. Now, a lot of folks are close to that. You know, they have really close friends, but they haven't achieved that final piece. Now, let's talk about some of the dynamics of that inner core circle of relationship right now, too. First of all, communication needs to be at its highest. It's one of the also failure points of that inner circle, too. Sometimes when we take those inner circle folks for granted and don't communicate, or we don't provide the energy and effort that we should, we can see those relationships starting to stray and getting into the outer circles. They also have the highest degree of vulnerability. Those aren't things aren't hidden from them. Highest degree of trust. Usually there are multiple connections of affinity associated with those. And again, those should be the ones that we have the highest degree of communication and a high degree of energy associated with that. So if there's an action coming out of today and looking at this piece of relational intelligence, it's look at who that inner really tight circle is, maybe who it isn't, and make sure you're putting the energy, effort, and communication associated that's needed to manage that particular group. When we're together again, we're going to talk about a couple of the other outer rings and provide some great tips in terms of really upping your relationship intelligence. Have a great week, everyone.